The Earth-star ship Hyperion cut through the darkness of deep space, its crystalline quantum drives humming with barely contained power. Admiral Helena Drake stood at the command center, her weathered features illuminated by holographic displays showing the vast expanse of the Centauri frontier. 20 years of space exploration had taught humanity many lessons, but none more important than this: the galaxy was neither empty nor peaceful. Multiple distress signals detected. Admiral, Lieutenant Marcus Wong reported from his sensor station, dark eyes fixed on the quantum readings. Civilian vessels under attack. Non-human signatures. Drake's steel-gray eyes narrowed as the tactical display resolved into clarity. 3 predatory vessels of unknown design surrounded a smaller ship whose organic architecture spoke of an advanced civilization. Classification. Attacking vessels match no known configurations. Commander Raj Patel, her tactical officer, responded. Heavy energy weapons, crystal matrix shields. The civilian vessel appears to be growing and healing itself. Extensive bioorganic technology. Life signs. 212 on the civilian ship. Mostly non-combatants. Their power systems are failing. Wong's voice carried the urgency of someone watching a tragedy unfold. Drake had seen this scenario before, the strong preying on the weak, assuming no one would intervene. Humanity had learned harsh lessons about the price of inaction. Open a channel to the attacking vessels. The main viewscreen flickered to life, revealing a reptilian being with iridescent scales and multiple cybernetic enhancements. Its voice translated through the quantum processors with a metallic edge. This is War Master Crix of the Nexari Empire. This matter does not concern your species. Withdraw immediately. This is Admiral Helena Drake of the Earth-star ship Hyperion. You are attacking civilian refugees in neutral space. Stand down or face the consequences. Drake's voice carried the weight of command and the steel of conviction. Crix's cybernetic eye pulsed with artificial light. The Nexari Empire claims these sectors by right of conquest. The Lirani refused our protection. Now they pay the price of defiance. The Lirani vessel is under Earth protection now, Drake stated flatly. This is your final warning. Laughter echoed across the command channel, a harsh, mechanical sound. Your vessel is alone, human. Our sensors detect no other ships within light years. The Hyperion, while impressive, cannot stand against 3 Nexari warships. Drake allowed herself a small smile. Who said we were alone? At her subtle hand signal, Commander Patel activated the Hyperion's true weapons, not the conventional arms the Nexari could detect, but something far more devastating. Quantum-entangled particles, seeded throughout the region weeks ago by automated drones, began to vibrate in perfect harmony. Multiple quantum signatures. The Nexari sensor officer's panic cut through the channel. Energy patterns unlike anything in our database. Impossible, Crix snarled. There are no other ships. You're right, Drake interrupted. There aren't. Lieutenant Wong, demonstrate. The space around the Nexari vessels erupted in a dance of quantum lightning, each bolt striking with surgical precision. Their shields, designed to stop physical weapons and energy beams, offered no protection against attacks that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Your empire isn't the first to mistake humanity's peaceful exploration for weakness, Drake continued as the Nexari ship's weapons went dark. We developed our technology independently, without the guidance of older species. That means we think differently. Act differently. The Lirani vessel, its organic hull already beginning to heal, pulsed with bioluminescent patterns of relief and gratitude. Commander Patel's console chimed with an incoming transmission. Admiral, the Lirani captain wishes to speak with you. Your species will regret this interference, Crix warned, his cybernetic enhancements sparking from the quantum assault. The Empire does not forget. Neither do we, Drake replied. Remember that the next time you consider attacking refugees. Patel, prepare to escort the Lirani vessel to the nearest safe harbor. And send word to command, it seems humanity has made both friends and enemies today. As the Nexari warships limped away, their mighty weapons silenced by human ingenuity, Dr. Alara Nash, the Hyperion's xenobiologist, entered the bridge. "Admiral, I've been studying the Lirani bioreadings. Their technological approach could revolutionize our understanding of organic computing. And I suspect they'll be eager to share, given today's events," Drake mused. "Humanity didn't reach the stars to conquer or dominate. We came to learn, to grow, and when necessary, to protect those who cannot protect themselves." The Hyperion's quantum drives pulsed with renewed power as it took up escort position alongside the Lirani vessel. In the vastness of space, word of this encounter would spread quickly. Humanity had announced its presence not with grand proclamations or displays of force, but with a simple act of protection and justice. The game had changed, and the galaxy would never be quite the same again. The quantum wake of retreating Nexari warships had barely dissipated when Admiral Drake's worst expectations materialized. Lieutenant Wong's sensor station erupted with alerts, his hands dancing across holographic interfaces as he interpreted the data. "Admiral, massive quantum disturbances detected. Multiple Nexari signatures, they're bringing in their entire regional fleet." Commander Patel's tactical display transformed into a sea of red markers as 27 Nexari warships tore through the fabric of spacetime. Their formation spoke of careful planning, they had anticipated the Hyperion's intervention and prepared accordingly. "They're not here to negotiate," Drake observed, her voice steady despite the odds. "Status of the Lirani vessel?" Dr. Nash's voice came through the bridge speakers from her position in the biolabs. "Their organic hull is still regenerating, Admiral. They need at least 30 minutes before achieving minimal FTL capability." The main viewscreen flickered to life, revealing not Warmaster Crix but a more imposing figure. Grand Admiral Vex's cybernetic implants covered most of his scaled face, pulsing with deadly purpose. "Admiral Drake. The Nexari Empire extends one final offer of mercy. Surrender the Lirani, and we will permit your vessel to retreat with honor." Drake's response was to activate the ship-wide communication system. "All hands, this is the Admiral. The Nexari believe numbers guarantee victory. Let's show them how humanity fights when protecting the innocent." The bridge crew's determination was palpable as they prepared for what could be their final battle. Commander Patel's fingers flew across his tactical station, implementing battle plans that had never been tested against such overwhelming odds. "Quantum field generators at maximum capacity," Lieutenant Wong reported. "Ready to implement Protocol Starfall." Drake nodded, her gray eyes reflecting the holographic battlefield. "Begin the dance." The Hyperion's response to the Nexari fleet's approach defied conventional space combat tactics. Instead of retreating or assuming a defensive position, the Earth vessel charged straight toward the heart of the enemy formation. The Nexari commanders, expecting human weakness, found themselves facing something far more dangerous, human adaptability. "Now, Mr. Wong." The quantum field generators that had previously created lightning against 3 ships now performed a far more ambitious feat. The carefully scattered quantum-entangled particles began to resonate in complex patterns, creating a web of spatial distortions throughout the battlefield. Nexari ships, their targeting systems confused by quantum echoes, found themselves firing at phantom images of the Hyperion while the real vessel slipped through their formation like a ghost through walls. Each shot that missed the Earth ship struck another Nexari vessel, their own impressive firepower turned against them. "Admiral," Dr. Nash's excited voice cut through the tactical chatter, "the Lirani are doing something to help, their bioorganic technology is somehow synchronizing with our quantum field." The space around the Hyperion shimmered as organic patterns merged with quantum mathematics, creating interference patterns that even the advanced Nexari sensors couldn't penetrate. It was a perfect fusion of human ingenuity and Lirani biotechnology, born from the heat of battle. Grand Admiral Vex's fury was evident even through the static-filled transmission. "Impossible. No single ship can stand against the might of the Empire. You still don't understand, Drake replied calmly as another Nexary cruiser's weapons overloaded from the quantum feedback. We're not standing against you, we're dancing around you. The battle continued to unfold like a deadly ballet, with the Hyperion weaving through enemy formations while the quantum organic interference patterns reduced the mighty Nexary fleet to chaos. Ships collided as their navigation systems failed, weapons backfired as targeting computers received contradictory data, and the perfectly coordinated attack dissolved into confusion. Lirani vessel reports FTL capability restored, Wong announced, unable to keep the excitement from his voice. They're ready to jump. Drake allowed herself a small smile. Initiate final movement, Commander Patel. Protocol Starfall, Phase 3. The remaining quantum particles, scattered throughout the battlefield, began to resonate at their maximum frequency. Space itself seemed to ripple as thousands of Hyperion images appeared simultaneously, each one seemingly real to Nexary sensors. Their fleet, already in disarray, found itself unable to distinguish reality from quantum illusion. Your empire prides itself on strength through superior numbers, Drake transmitted to Vex flagship. We prefer strength through superior innovation. The Lirani are under Earth protection now. Remember this day before you consider attacking refugees again. The Hyperion's quantum drives engaged, creating a tunnel of twisted spacetime that enveloped both the Earth vessel and the Lirani ship. As they prepared to jump to safety, Drake had one final message for the Nexary fleet. Oh, and Grand Admiral. Those quantum particles we scattered through the battlefield. They're programmed to reach critical resonance in about 30 seconds. I suggest you retreat immediately unless you want to experience some rather interesting spatial phenomena. The Nexary fleet's desperate scramble to escape their own territory would become legend in the annals of space warfare. The Battle of Starfall, as it would come to be known, proved that humanity's greatest strength lay not in overwhelming force but in the creative application of technology and the unwavering determination to protect the innocent. As the Hyperion emerged from quantum space near a safe harbor, Dr. Nash was already deep in discussion with the Lirani about the possibilities of combining their biotechnology with human quantum mechanics. On the bridge, Admiral Drake allowed her crew a moment of celebration before addressing the larger implications of their victory. The galaxy was changing, and humanity had just announced its role in shaping that change, not through conquest or intimidation, but through innovation, adaptation, and the courage to stand against tyranny regardless of the odds. The new Geneva space station hung like a gleaming jewel against the backdrop of Europa's icy surface, its crystalline habitation rings reflecting Jupiter's distant light. 3 weeks had passed since the Battle of Starfall, and the diplomatic fallout was still reverberating through known space. Admiral Drake stood in the station's observation dome, watching as the Lirani diplomatic vessel docked alongside representatives from 12 other spacefaring species. The organic ship's bioluminescent patterns shifted through calming blues and greens, a stark contrast to the angular metal vessels of other delegations. The Nexary representatives have arrived, Admiral, Commander Patel reported, his usual tactical displays replaced by diplomatic protocols. They're requesting immediate assembly of the Emergency Galactic Council. Of course they are, Drake muttered. They want to paint us as aggressive expansionists before the truth about Starfall spreads too far. She straightened her formal uniform. Time to face a different kind of battle. The council chamber was a marvel of xenological architecture, designed to accommodate species of vastly different environmental needs. Grand Admiral Vex's cybernetic implants gleamed under the ambient lighting as he took his position, his organic eye fixed on the human delegation with barely concealed rage. High Elder Naira of the Lirani, her crystalline exoskeleton refracting light in complex patterns, rose to speak first. We have called this session to address the growing crisis in the Outer Rim territories. The Nexary Empire's systematic persecution of refugee species cannot continue. The Empire maintains order, Vex countered, his translator struggling to contain the emotion in his voice. The humans have no understanding of the delicate balance we preserve. Their interference at Starfall has already inspired rebellion in 3 systems. Drake stepped forward, her voice clear and measured. Perhaps those systems rebel because they've seen that tyranny isn't the only option. The Battle of Starfall wasn't about military might, it was about protecting those who cannot protect themselves. The chamber erupted in multilingual debate. Dr. Nash, seated with the scientific delegation, monitored her quantum pad as data streamed in from ongoing human-Lirani research projects. The combination of Earth's quantum mechanics and Lirani biotechnology was yielding remarkable results. The humans speak of protection, a new voice cut through the chaos. Ambassador Krall of the Meridian Concordat, their holographic form shimmering with neural energy, commanded attention. Yet their quantum weapon technology poses a greater threat than any empire. We didn't develop quantum manipulation for weapons, Nash interjected, standing. Our breakthrough came from research into medical applications, finding ways to heal damaged tissue across quantum states. The fact that it has defensive applications was secondary. The chamber grew quiet as Nash projected a hologram showing the latest human-Lirani collaborative project, a quantum organic healing matrix that could regenerate entire starships. This is what happens when species work together instead of trying to dominate each other. Vex's cybernetic eye pulsed rapidly. The Empire will not stand for this technological adventurism. Our dominance in the Outer Rim is necessary for stability. Your dominance is over, Elder Naira declared. The Lirani Collective officially requests membership in the Earth Defense Initiative. We offer our biotechnology in exchange for human protection. The announcement sent shockwaves through the chamber. Drake had expected this, but seeing the other species' reactions confirmed her suspicions. The galaxy's power structure was shifting. The Nexari Empire considers this an act of war, Vex snarled, rising to his full height. We have tolerated human expansion because you were contained to your sectors. But this alliance cannot be permitted. That's not your decision to make, Drake responded calmly. The age of empires forcing their will on others is ending. We're offering a different path, cooperation, mutual defense, shared advancement. Ambassador Krall's holographic form flickered thoughtfully. The Meridian Concordat wishes to observe these developments. Perhaps there is merit in this new approach. As the council session descended into intense negotiations, Dr. Nash pulled Drake aside. Admiral, the Lirani just shared something incredible. Their biotechnology, combined with our quantum fields, could revolutionize space travel itself. We're talking about ships that can heal themselves while generating their own quantum corridors. Drake watched the various species in the chamber, some arguing, others listening intently. The Nexari won't accept this change peacefully. They'll gather allies, build new weapons, try to maintain their grip on power. Let them try, Nash replied, her eyes bright with scientific possibility. Every advance they make through force, will match with innovation. Every weapon they build, will transform into something that helps people. The council session continued late into the station's night cycle. As diplomatic arguments raged, Dr. Nash's team worked quietly with their Lirani counterparts, laying the groundwork for technologies that would change the face of space travel. The Nexari representatives made threats, the Meridian Concordat proposed compromises, and smaller species began quietly approaching the Earth delegation about potential alliances. In her private quarters that evening, Admiral Drake reviewed the day's developments with her senior staff. The galaxy's changing faster than anyone expected, Patel observed. The Nexari won't accept their loss of power gracefully. No, they won't, Drake agreed, studying tactical projections. They'll gather their forces, call in favors, try to crush this alliance before it can grow. But they don't understand what they're really fighting. What's that, Admiral? Wong asked. Drake smiled, remembering Earth's own troubled history. The most powerful force in the universe, the desire for freedom, backed by the willingness to defend it. Humanity learned that lesson centuries ago. Now we get to help others learn it too. As if to punctuate her words, a Lirani ship outside the station began to pulse with new patterns of light, its organic hull resonating with quantum harmonics from nearby human vessels. It was a small thing, this cooperation between different species and technologies, but it represented something the Nexari Empire couldn't comprehend, the power of working together instead of fighting for dominance. The battle lines were being drawn, not between armies, but between two fundamentally different visions of the future. And humanity, for better or worse, had chosen its side. The quantum sensors aboard the ESS Hyperion screamed a warning that Admiral Drake had been expecting for weeks. Across 3 sectors of space, Nexari battle groups were emerging from quantum space, their numbers far greater than any intelligence reports had predicted. 147 vessels detected, Lieutenant Wong announced, his voice tight with tension. Including 3 dreadnoughts we've never seen before. Energy signatures are off the charts. Through the main viewport, Drake watched as the newly established Lirani colony pulsed with defensive bioluminescence. The organic structures had barely taken root on this new world, yet already they faced extinction. 6 Earth vessels and 3 Lirani bioships stood between the colony and the approaching armada. They've been busy, Commander Patel observed, studying the tactical displays. Those dreadnoughts are incorporating salvaged quantum technology. Crude implementations, but effective. Dr. Nash's voice cut through the command channel from her position aboard the Lirani defense platform. Admiral, the colony's bioquantum shields are only at 60% efficiency. We needed another month to properly merge the technologies. They know that, Drake replied grimly. The Nexari aren't just here to destroy the colony. They want to crush this alliance before other species join us. This is their show of force. The main screen flickered to life, revealing not just Grand Admiral Vex, but a full gathering of the Nexari Imperial Command. Their cybernetic implants gleamed with malevolent purpose, a testament to their belief that biological evolution was too slow for conquest. This is your final hour, humans, Vex declared, his organic eye narrowed. Your interference in Imperial affairs ends today. The colony will be destroyed, your ships will be broken, and the galaxy will remember what happens to those who defy the Empire. Drake's response was to activate a different channel. This is Admiral Drake to all Earth and Lirani forces. The enemy believes numbers and brute force guarantee victory. They see our cooperation as weakness. Let's show them how wrong they are. The Nexari fleet advanced in perfect formation, their new quantum-enhanced weapons charging. But the defenders had prepared for this moment. The 6 Earth vessels moved into seemingly random positions while the Lirani bioships pulsed with strange energies. Begin Operation Quantum Bloom, Drake ordered. What happened next would be studied in military academies across the galaxy for centuries. The quantum particles that had been carefully seeded throughout the sector over the past weeks didn't just resonate, they sang. The Lirani bioships extended crystalline structures that amplified and transformed these quantum harmonics into something entirely new. Space itself seemed to flower, geometric patterns of quantum energy merging with organic lattices to create defensive structures that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. The Nexari's first wave of attacks dissipated harmlessly, their energy absorbed and redirected through the quantum organic network. Impossible. Vex snarled as his flagship sensors struggled to make sense of what they were seeing. No defense can stand against such numbers. You still think this is about defense? Drake's voice carried a hint of pity. We've moved beyond that. Lieutenant Wong, show them what humanity and the Lirani can really do together. The quantum organic lattice that had been absorbing Nexari weapons fire began to pulse with new energy. Each point where human quantum fields intersected with Lirani bioresonance became a seed crystal for something unprecedented. The very fabric of spacetime began to fold and unfold in patterns that defied conventional physics. Nexari ships found themselves trapped in quantum organic bubbles where time moved differently. Their advanced targeting systems, designed to predict enemy movements, went haywire as probability itself became fluid within the affected zones. The mighty dreadnoughts, for all their stolen quantum technology, couldn't comprehend the true harmony of human and Lurani science working as one. "Admiral," Dr. Nash reported excitedly, "the colony's bioquantum shields are adapting. They're learning from the battle, evolving in real time." The Nexari fleet's perfect formation had dissolved into chaos. Ships trying to retreat found themselves moving forward in time. Others firing weapons discovered their energy beams twisted into complex knots that fed back into their own systems. It wasn't just a defeat, it was a fundamental demonstration of how far behind their understanding of the universe had fallen. "The Empire does not retreat," Vex roared, ordering his dreadnoughts to press forward despite the mounting impossibilities around them. "We will not be humiliated by this technological abomination." "This isn't about humiliation," Drake responded as she watched the massive vessels struggle against forces they couldn't comprehend. "This is about evolution. Not just of technology, but of understanding. The universe isn't meant to be conquered, it's meant to be explored and understood." The battle reached its crescendo as the quantum organic lattice reached full saturation. The space around the colony blazed with light that existed in dimensions human eyes couldn't process. Nexari ships began powering down, their systems overwhelmed by the complexity of what they faced. "Admiral," Patel reported with a note of awe in his voice, "the Meridian Concordat vessels have arrived. They're broadcasting their intention to join the Earth-Lurani alliance." Drake nodded, understanding the significance. The Meridian Concordat had been watching, waiting to see if this new partnership could stand against the old powers. Their decision would trigger a cascade of similar declarations across the galaxy. As the Nexari fleet retreated in disarray, leaving their mighty dreadnoughts drifting in quantum organic stasis, Drake turned to address her crew. "The real work begins now. We've shown the galaxy a new way forward, one based on cooperation instead of conquest. There will be resistance, setbacks, and challenges ahead. But today marks a turning point." Outside the Hyperion's viewport, the Lurani colony pulsed with renewed vigor, its organic structures already incorporating the lessons learned from the battle. Earth quantum technology and Lurani biotechnology had done more than create an effective defense, they had demonstrated that the future belonged to those willing to grow and adapt together. The perfect storm had come, just as the Nexari planned. But instead of destroying the fledgling alliance, it had proven its worth to the galaxy. The storm's aftermath would reshape the balance of power in ways no empire could have predicted. 1 month after the Battle of the Perfect Storm, the New Geneva space station had transformed. Where once it hosted cautious diplomatic meetings, now it buzzed with activity as representatives from dozens of species worked to forge a new galactic order. The station's quantum-organic hybrid architecture, a gift from the Earth-Lurani alliance, stood as a symbol of what cooperation could achieve. Admiral Drake watched from her favorite spot in the observation dome as yet another delegation arrived, this time from the reclusive stellar ascendancy, a species that had previously refused all contact with younger races. Their crystalline vessel sparkled with its own inner light as it approached the docking rings. "The Ascendancy's arrival makes 27 species now," Commander Patel noted, consulting his quantum pad. "Even the trading guilds from the core worlds are requesting membership in the alliance." "They see the writing on the wall," Drake replied. "The age of empires is ending." The Nexari's defeat proved that advancement through cooperation trumps conquest every time. Dr. Nash hurried into the dome, her eyes bright with excitement. "Admiral, you need to see this. The Lurani just shared their complete biotechnology database with us, and when we combined it with our latest quantum theories." She projected a hologram showing an entirely new form of space-time manipulation. "Is that what I think it is?" Drake asked, studying the complex mathematical patterns. "Yes. A way to create stable wormholes using quantum organic technology. No more limited FTL travel, we're talking about instant transportation across the galaxy. But here's the beautiful part, it only works when multiple species contribute their unique understanding of space-time. No single civilization could achieve this alone. The symbolism wasn't lost on Drake. As if to emphasize the point, a Nexari diplomatic vessel appeared at the edge of the system, not a warship this time, but a sleek courier bearing the new civilian government's markings. The recent revolution in Nexari space had overthrown the military hierarchy, led by younger generations who had seen the power of cooperation at the perfect storm. Times really are changing, Patel observed. Admiral, Lieutenant Wong's voice came through the comm system. The Alliance Council is ready to begin the first session. The council chamber had been redesigned to accommodate the growing membership. Representatives from former enemies sat side by side, their differences set aside in pursuit of greater understanding. High Elder Naira of the Lirani stood at the central podium, her crystalline form resonating with the quantum fields that now permeated the station. We gather today not just as allies, but as pioneers, Naira began, her words translated simultaneously for all present. The battle of the perfect storm showed us that the true power of the universe lies not in domination, but in harmony. Drake took her place among the Earth delegation as Naira continued. The combined knowledge of our civilizations has already yielded discoveries that would have taken centuries to achieve alone. But with these advances comes responsibility. The chamber's holographic displays activated, showing the spread of quantum organic technology throughout known space. Worlds once ravaged by war were being healed. Species on the brink of extinction were finding new homes in environments modified to suit their needs. Trade routes that once required massive military escorts now flowed freely through secure quantum corridors. Humanity's contribution to this alliance cannot be overstated, Ambassador Kral of the Meridian Concordat declared. Not for their technology alone, but for showing us a different path. They came to the stars not to conquer, but to learn and grow. And we're still learning, Drake responded, standing to address the council. Each species here brings unique perspectives, different ways of understanding the universe. Together, we're not just stronger, we're wiser. The new Nexari representative, a young female named Nine whose cybernetic implants were purely medical rather than military, spoke next. My people learned a harsh lesson about the price of isolation and aggression. We request the Council's permission to share our quantum enhancement research, in hopes of making amends. One by one, representatives rose to share their knowledge, offer resources, and propose joint ventures. The cooperation that had begun as a military necessity was blossoming into something far greater, a genuine civilization of civilizations. As the session concluded, Dr. Nash pulled Drake aside to share one final discovery. Remember that quantum organic lattice we created during the battle? The Lirani found something extraordinary in its structure, patterns that suggest consciousness itself might span multiple dimensions. We're not just sharing technology anymore, Admiral. We're on the verge of understanding the very nature of existence. Drake smiled, remembering the long journey that had brought them here. From that first encounter with the Nexari attacking a refugee ship, to the Battle of Starfall, through diplomatic struggles and the perfect storm, humanity had maintained its course. Not seeking to dominate, but to protect. Not trying to conquer, but to understand. Outside the station, ships of all designs, crystalline, organic, mechanical, and hybrid, moved in harmony through the quantum-enhanced space. The old empire's borders were dissolving, replaced by open channels of trade and communication. Species that once fought over resources now shared them freely, finding that cooperation yielded far greater rewards than conquest. You know, Drake said to Nash as they watched the stellar traffic, when humanity first reached the stars, many feared we would find ourselves alone, or worse, trapped in endless conflict. Instead, we found something far more precious, the chance to be part of something greater than ourselves. The quantum organic architecture of the station pulsed with soft light, its merged technologies a testament to what different species could achieve together. In the distance, a new ship emerged from a stable wormhole, another delegation arriving to join the growing alliance. The dawn of unity had arrived, not through force or domination, but through the simple yet powerful choice to work together. As Admiral Drake prepared to welcome the newest arrivals, she reflected that perhaps this was humanity's greatest gift to the galaxy, not their technology or their tactics, but their unwavering belief that the universe held enough wonders for everyone, if only they were willing to share them.